Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the 3 essential component parts of the forehand. I want to show you what they are and then a great trick or technique that you can use to get these component parts into your forehand with absolutely perfect form and perfect technique. The first essential part of the forehand is to make a unit turn, and the unit turn is where the upper body coils and the lower body stays in place. So my lower body is still facing you in the camera, but my upper body is facing out to the side. From the baseline here, my lower body is facing the net and my upper body is facing to the side. Very important that we do this with a turn of the upper body and not a rotation of the whole body. That's me just turning, and that's me making a unit turn. And it's also essential in the unit turn that we keep the racket head high. We don't want the racket dropping low here. We want a high position where the racket is in place and well above the point of contact with the ball. So the first movement is that we coil and the upper body is moving in a different direction to the lower body. Then the second part of the forehand is that the racket drops. The arm drops to align with where the contact with the ball is going to be, and the racket drops below that. So it looks something like this. We have the unit turn, and now the hand drops a little and the racket drops more. So unit turn and drop. Unit turn and drop. Unit turn and drop. And then the third component part for perfect forehand form is that we bring the racket a minimal to the left side of the body. So I have my unit turn, now the drop, and now I have a minimum of getting to the left side of the body. And in essence, this is quite simple, but putting the 3 component parts together with perfect form is not so easy because it's hard to feel what's really happening when we're just holding the handle of the racket and the racket head is moving so differently to the position of the handle. You see, through the stroke, look at where the hand is going here, 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 and here. There's not that much happening. But if we now focus on the racket head, then the racket head is on a very different path to the hand. So it's hard to get a feel of what the racket is actually doing and how the racket is actually behaving. Awareness of what the body is doing without seeing it is called proprioception. So if I take my 2 hands here and bring them together like this, I didn't look at them, but I knew they were going together. I now know the left hand is above the right and the right hand is above the left. This is a proprioceptive skill because I'm aware of it without looking. To improve this skill, to enhance it, then we want to emphasize or overemphasize the feel. So if I hold the racket like this, then I have a much greater awareness of what the racket is doing than if I hold it like this. The distance from my hand to the extremities of the racket are totally different, so I'll get a better feel. So now I'm going to go through the 3 essential components of the forehand, but with this very strange grip. So now I make the unit turn and I'm totally aware of where the racket is and where my body is. And now I lower the racket and I'm totally aware, much more aware with this strange movement here than I am of what the racket is doing here. It's a totally different feel, and this one is much clearer. And now I'm going to bring the racket around to the left side of the body. So unit turn, lower and swing. Unit turn, lower and swing. Unit turn, lower and swing. And now I'm going to alternate between this strange way of holding the racket and the normal way of holding the racket, which obviously is essential for a stroke. So unit turn, lower and to the left. Unit turn, lower and to the left. Unit turn, lower and to the left. And again, unit turn, lower and to the left. I'm now going to alternate between receiving the ball with this strange grip and making a full movement, and then hitting the ball, reproducing the same movement, but with a normal grip and a full stroke. So again, I make the movement, and now I reproduce the movement. Again, the movement, and now I reproduce the movement. Now, the feeling of the correct movements in the correct order with great and precise detail is much, much easier. You can do this at home. You could try it now. And using the racket this way, you'll get a really clear feel for the stroke. If it feels the same as your normal forehand, Congratulations, you've got good technique. But for most of the players watching, there'll be one or two things that are different. Possibly the racket normally goes too low. With this, the racket goes to the right height. Possibly the racket doesn't drop below the hand. With this, you'll get the racket lag and the drop. By using this grip, you get a great feel of the stroke. And when you have a feel of the stroke, then it's easy to reproduce and it's easy to apply into your game. Check out our forehand solution course. We've broken the forehand down into 7 essential component parts and then made 7 elements, and every element of the course has detailed, precise and clear video lessons such as this, but also then clear explanations of the stroke, going into the depth of the science and the biomechanics, and then super clear illustrations. So you'll be able to see the solutions, read the solutions, view the solutions and apply the solutions. So test your forehand this way. Hold the racket in this strange grip, go through the swing path and feel if all 3 component parts of the forehand are there. And if they're not, then you'll be able to make the adjustment and you'll have a better forehand today. Thanks for watching and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.